Hi everyone. In my last video, I shared with you ideas on putting together page kits to take to scrapbook retreats. And today I thought I would add a couple things that you might consider if you too are planning on going on a scrapbook retreat. I mentioned bringing an light with you. The place that we stayed, they had lights on the table already at each station. But if you're like me, my eyes aren't doing so well as we get older, and I like a lot of light. So if you have a small light, I would recommend bringing that. A couple of other things that I added to this retreat that I haven't had in the past, one being a seat cushion. Our retreat was for 4 days, and wow, your back really gets tired, especially if you don't have a comfortable chair. The place that we stayed at had office chairs, and they were pretty comfy, but man, this really helped, this chair pad. I got this for $15 at, I believe it's lakesidecollections.com if you're interested. And I think it's memory foam or something, but my back did not hurt at all throughout the whole 4 days. Another thing that I brought was a container to fill up with water, and it's just a real easy thing. You turn it on here, plug it in, you turn it on, and then when it's done, it lights up red and shuts itself off. And the reason why I bought this was because apparently I make really strong coffee. The house that we stayed at was unhosted, which means that there is no one there except us. The owner of the home is not there, and we are responsible in making our own meals and so forth. So I divvy up responsibilities. I pair up my members in my scrapbook group, and we fix either a 10 a.m. brunch or a 6 p.m. dinner for the whole group, and it's usually 12 of us that go. This time we had a smaller group and there was just 7 of us. So anyway, keep this in mind if you would like, to have water at your table, hot water for tea or for coffee. And as long as we're at it, so I buy these coffee singles. They come in kind of like a tea bag, so they're great for traveling, and that's what I use on the retreat. And then I can bring my own sweetener in a baggie and the creamer that I like. And so anyway, they told me, oh my goodness, Jody, your coffee is just so strong. And I laughed because I have to have my strong coffee. And I'm a Folgers girl. I'm not a Starbucks girl. So anyway, that solved a lot of problems in the house. Was just, making my water, doing my own thing at my table. Another thing that's really good to have is a little tiny fan like this. It's real small, compact. And you can get these for about $5 at Walmart. Really nice depending on where you are. If the retreat house is hot, and it's just nice to have, and they're relatively quiet. If you're responsible for music at the retreat, like I am, I use Spotify, and I take requests and try and have a little jazz, have a little rock and roll, just a variety of musics to keep everybody happy in the crop room. And so by doing that, My ladies gave me this many years ago, a Harman Kardon speaker, and it's paired up with my phone, so all I do is push the button here, and it's really a nice speaker because the crop rooms are usually, you know, fairly big for 12 people, 12 tables. So anyway, if you're a hostess and responsible for the music background, or maybe you like to have the TV on if there's a TV in the crop room. Whatever your situation is, this is something to consider if you use your phone for music. Another thing is I'm usually the first one to go to bed. I'm not a night owl, and the first one to wake up. So I could wake up at 3, 4 a.m. That is pretty normal for me. So usually at retreats, I am scrapbooking by myself for like 2 hours before the first person, you know, saunters in their pajamas. And so I highly recommend taking, you know, your iPad if you can. I can watch my YouTube videos on here, and I take my headphones that are Bose, and they block out, you know, any distractions. They're really good. I've had them for like 15 years, and I just love my Bose headphones. I also bring a book on CD. Yes, I'm old school. I can hear you laughing out there. I don't care. Yes, I am old school. I still use my CD player. So with my headphones, I can listen to a book while scrapbooking, and I'm not bothering anybody. And sometimes I'll even put them on for a short period during when the whole room is full. You know, sometimes you just want to block out some noise or whatever. Anyway, I would highly recommend bringing headphones, your iPad, and a book. Make it enjoyable for yourself. Okay, so since we have a lot of things, as you see, that need plugged in, I highly recommend bringing your own power strip. This, I just love this. It's bright pink, so it's real girlish, and you can, you know, it's all flexible, and it holds a lot. And I got this at my favorite store, Home Goods, for around 10 bucks. And I also use a short, heavy-duty extension cord. Our outlets are underneath our work tables. So you might want to ask if they have outlets underneath each station, because outlets are, you know, sometimes not where you had assumed they would be. If there's any question, ask the hostess, and if the hostess does not know, she can always call the owner of the retreat house and confirm, you know, what is the outlet situation, because you don't want to get to a scrapbook retreat and find out that, oh my goodness, they don't have enough outlets to plug in my silhouette cameo machine or die cutting machine or whatever. So never assume anything. Check before going. But I highly recommend just making sure you're covered by bringing your own power strip. Bottled water, you should always take bottled water. Keep hydrated. At the retreat house that we go to, it does allow alcohol, so we bring bottles of wine usually. And never assume anything. We got up there and their wine opener had a piece missing and wasn't working correctly. So thank goodness I had packed this. I left it in my car just in case. So I said, oh, not to fear. I brought an extra. I have it in my car. So I'm so glad that I remembered that. Of course, your trimmer, and I should have mentioned that in my last video. I think I left it out, but that's a no-brainer. Your paper trimmer, scoreboard if you're going to be doing any scoring and so forth. Let's see, what else do I have here? I mentioned briefly in the last video, if you're a hostess, the worst thing that can happen is someone gets injured while on the retreat. You know, falling down some steps, or they're cutting up vegetables in the kitchen and they cut their finger. Never assume that the owner of the retreat house has a first aid kit. So my ladies in my group are very generous, and they donated some first aid supplies and even a container, and this is what we use. And there's bandages, all different sizes on top, and there's all kinds of medicine on the bottom. And I just leave this in the car. And while we're talking about first aid, if you're the hostess, save yourself some headache and get online, find out where is the nearest hospital, where is the nearest emergency medical care center, where is the nearest fire department. Sometimes in remote locations like we were in the mountains, very remote, no neighbors that you could see, and there was no landline in the house. Sometimes your cell phone won't work when dialing 911 in a very remote area. So just to be on the safe side, have that all printed out, or ask the owner of the house and get all that information on a sheet of paper and put it inside your first aid box, so that in the event there is an accident and you need to take care of your ladies, you know what to do. So I think that's it for now, but I just thought, hey, you know, there are additional things that you should really consider besides taking page kits. Of course, your medications, your overnight bag. You know, have fun on your retreat. Take some beauty masks. Not everybody will want to partake. If you're willing to hand out some of those individual beauty masks, that's fine. But those who would like to try a new brand or whatever, you know, include some beauty masks or nail polish, or let's see, there was some, another thing that I always take with me is extra washcloths. Why? Well, because some retreat house owners do not like it when you're taking off makeup or taking off a beauty mask and it leaves a stain on their washcloths. So I usually take maybe 4 extras, and those are just for my face for a 4-day retreat. And maybe a couple more if I know that I'm going to do a facial mask while I'm up there. You know, this is a long weekend to enjoy with your friends and to get caught up on what they're doing. And I just hope that your next retreat is just very memorable and you have a great time. So if you have any other questions, comments, anything like that, leave them below. And I still have promised you some layouts and my thought process that I go through. Oh, it takes me forever, it seems, to decide on the design, the paper, the embellishments, and how I pull it all together to make, you know, a layout or a layout kit. So I'm willing to share those with you in the next coming videos. So I hope you stay tuned. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.